What is going on, sports lovers? It's the Sports Kid here, and today we're going to be talking about CFL free agency. Now, it's starting to calm down. It did come fast and furious, but now it's starting to calm down. So I'm going to talk to you guys about it. So we're going to be in the CFL, and we're going to start off with the Hamilton Tiger Cats and their free agency. So the Hamilton Tiger Cats, they had an alright free agency. They lost some pieces, they gained some pieces. Most notable loss would have been Chad Owens, who's moved on to Ryderville, but they've patched the holes, they've done everything. So with Zach Collaros coming back, hopefully he can be healthy and he can just produce like he's always produced. Jeremiah Masoli pretty much has the sole backup role right now, unless they try and get another piece. But I think Mazzoli will be a solid backup for a nice 1-2 punch at quarterback. Now, if we go to the running back game, CJ Gable, he's a tough story. Inconsistency, I think, is his biggest flaw. He is a great running back. I just think that inconsistency and injuries are what are not letting him reach his full potential. But there was some fear that CJ Gable wouldn't even be a Tiger Cat after last year the Tiger Cats drafted Mercer Timmis. Now, Mercer Timmis, I don't know why I love him so much. I love the way he plays. He's 6'2", 220, so he's a bigger running back compared to CJ Gable or any running backs across the league. And I think he'll be a nice backup this season. And then Ross Sherman rounds out the running backs who will probably be surviving camp. Ross Sherman used to play in the NFL with the Green Bay Packers, so they have some NFL experience to help out Mercer Timmis and CJ Gable. So the receiving game, Andy Fantuz, Chad Owens out the door now. Andy Fantuz was out late last season, so they know how to kind of deal with him, but Chad Owens he was really good last year. Even though he's getting older, he seems to produce more and more and more. But with Luke Tasker and Terrence Tolliver, those guys will be the main weapons. And with Brandon Banks on kick returns and then playing receiver here and there, I think that'll be a great receiving corps. And we haven't even got into Kevin Elliott, who the Tiger Cats just re-signed a couple days ago. He should also be good. One of the former Argonauts. If you remember, the Argonauts released late last season, Kevin Elliott, Torrey Gurley, and Vidal Hazelton. Kevin Elliott moving on to the Tiger Cats. Vidal Hazelton is an Eskimo, and Torrey Gurley was a Blue Bomber, but now he is a free agent currently. So also other names like Spencer Watt, Junior Collins, Brian Timms, who had a great rookie season last season. Expect to see more of him, but they have a deep receiving corps, so you won't be seeing much of like Brian Timms and Junior Collins and even Spencer Watt as much as you would, unless Luke Tasker goes down with another injury or something crazy happens. Now we move to the O-line, and they lost Peter Diakowski, a longtime vet for the Tiger Cats. Now he's moved on to the Argonauts. So that just that rivalry is just crazy between the Tiger Cats and Argonauts. But with Diakowski gone, that leaves the door open more for Brandon Revenberg, who they drafted 5th overall, I think last year, 5th or 4th, and he stepped in. I think he started last year, and he did very well. So now they're going to give him more of the reins at guard, and so they're trying to find another to pair with Mike File. They got Xavier Fulton, who was released by the Riders late last season. Jake Olson, Ryan Bomben, who I haven't even mentioned. Landon Rice. They got a deep offensive line, and I think they will do. I think the offensive line will do very good this year in protecting Zach Collaros, since they needed some help in that category since Zach Collaros was always getting injured. So now we move to the big defensive front. Obviously, when you think of Tiger Cats defensive lineman, you think of big Ted Laurent. Now, Ted Laurent, he's big. He's going to be stopping a lot of the run game. And that's just the main point. When you got John Chick and Justin Capicotti on either side of him. That's a scary defensive line. I think they have one of the best defensive lines in the CFL. They don't have very much depth. Michael Atkinson and Adrian Tracy, they're good players, but they're just not at the next caliber that like you would want to see in really good depth. They're there, but they're just not very good. And then Evan Gill and Delano Johnson round out that defensive line core that'll probably be surviving camp. Now we get to the linebackers. Rico Murray is gone. No Rico Murray. He is now just signed with the Argonauts, actually. So the Argonauts getting Diakowski and Rico Murray. So now their linebacking core is looking a little shaky. They still got Simone Lawrence and Larry Dean, who were big parts of that linebacking core last year. And stepping into that line, like the Rico Murray, there's a gaping hole. They got Nicholas Shortill, who was Alouette last year, and I don't know if he's ready to take on a starting role. Mitch Barnett, Terrell Davis, rookies in the 2015 draft. Are they ready to step up? Free agent Jeff Hughes they signed. Don't know too much about him, but we'll have to see in camp, and we'll have to see who becomes that starter. Now, defensive, the secondary. I love this Tiger Cats secondary, especially with the signing of Abdul Kane. I love it. Emmanuel Davis at corner, Craig Butler at safety, Abdul Kane at the other safety, and then Courtney Steven at he's able to return Courtney Steven back to corner. Now, I love the secondary. That starting four is scary. I will be surprised if they're not leading in picks or like defensive pass interflections at the end of the season, because this secondary is really scary. And they got the depth too. They got DeMond Washington, who has not really bounced around, but he was a long-time Blue Bomber. And then he came to the Tiger Cats, so he provides great depth. And you got Ethan Davis, who had just gotten a trade with the Alouettes. Ethan Davis, great young guy. I think he'll do very well in this league. And you got Cassius Vaughn, who did very well last year. He showed some promise. I don't know how much playing time he'll get this year, but we'll just have to see. And then other names like Mike Daly, Jay Langa, Dominique Ellis, Chris Davis. And I will look to see, I look forward to seeing this Tiger Cats secondary. And then there's one thing, though, that Kent Austin and Eric Tillman are missing is a kicker. They have no kicker on their team. Brett Maher has openly said that he'd love to come back and kick kicker and punter, but they need to get here before the start of the season. I think it'll be Brett Maher, but we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, that is the Tiger Cats wrap up of free agency. There's still signings. There might still be signings here and there before the training camp starts. Obviously, the draft is in 2 months, so the roster will look a little different, but I thought I'd make the video now that free agency, the free agent frenzy has kind of slowed down, and then if there's a lot of signings after this video and after the rest of the team's videos, I'll probably make one more video to wrap up everything. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Please subscribe, and peace.